Hello, all XRP holders. Today, I urgently need the XRP community's aid to grasp anything. Because I was conducting a thought experiment about what might happen if Ripple's on-demand liquidity solutions become really effective and widely adopted. And now, all of these large banks and financial organizations use XRP to facilitate and settle cross-border transfers swiftly. And I recognize that if that happened, the success of the XRP ledger, adoption of Ripple's many offers can occur, actually spells the end of XRP because the arithmetic doesn't add up, and I'll explain why in this video. But I'd like to precede it by noting that I'm not a Forex expert, and I'm not the smartest person in crypto by far, so please clarify where I'm going wrong in my thought process. So let's say an American bank sends $2.5 billion to a Mexican bank, okay, the way they would utilize Ripple's products in the XRP ledger and XRP to SRP to support this operation effortlessly and rapidly, as theoretically they would take $2.5 billion and convert that to XRP on the XRP ledger. The Mexican bank would then take this XRP and convert it into pesos. Currently, 1 peso is worth $1,212. Currently, a peso is approximately in US dollars in nickel gray. So it is vital to note that the US bank does not need to store any XRP before leveraging the XRP ledger and any of Ripple's on-demand liquidity solutions to transfer the $2.5 billion to the Mexican bank. The Mexican bank is likewise not required to keep any pre-XRP. They are also not required to store XRP after the transaction has completed, so there is no unnecessary post-holding. So the only time you need to keep the XRP is while the transaction is in progress, which could take 3 to 5 minutes. Seconds, and that is actually gray since it reduces the danger of slipping. So let's assume that's the situation now. Let's discuss how many XRP was actually used in this transaction. So when the American bank took their $2.5 billion and is trying to send it to a Mexican bank at the current price of $2.50 for an XRP, the US bank would have to have utilized 1 billion XRP just to facilitate this one transaction now. In the grand scheme of things, 1 billion XRP is quite a large sum. So the total XRP supply is actually 100 billion. There will never be more than 100 billion XRP, and there is actually fewer due to a burn mechanism. I created an entire video on XRP tokenomics, and by the way, don't think about it as 100 billion, because there is something called a circulating supply. And it is the amount of XRP that is now circulating in the markets and held by the public. Some of those hands are hodling and not selling. However, there is now a circulating supply of only 57 billion. However, because there is a large amount of XRP kept in escrow, it will eventually increase. Let's imagine the circulation supply is 50 billion. And we use 1 billion XRP to transmit 2.5 billion USD to a Mexican bank. You only use 2% of the actual circulating supply, which is very much possible. However, everyone is saying that the point of Ripple XRP is to compete with Swift, to take some market share away from Swift. If you're trying to compete with Swift, which processes over $5 trillion per day, you have to ask yourself how much Ripple's XRP can out. Actually, if XRP is the actual breach currency being used, liquidity must completely match the usage demand. So, if you don't have enough liquidity to manage global payment flows, how will this work? So theoretically, if Swift processes more than $5 trillion per day, and the XRP ledger, which primarily uses XRP as a bridge currency, processes $1 trillion per day, correct? Let's suppose 1/5 of Swift or even less. How is it feasible that there isn't enough XRP to facilitate? But there are only 100 billion XRP. That is ever going to exist at its maximum, and it's actually less again because some of it gets burnt as you use the XRP ledger, and also because XRP has been around for a long time, there are a bunch of locked wallets, the people lost their keys, there are also a bunch of XRP tied up in escrow. Accounts, all that good stuff, but all that is to say, how does it work? It can't work because there's not enough XRP unless the market cap is a lot higher. This is where it gets very. Since it is today, assuming it's worth $2,500, 1 XRP is now worth that much. If an American bank wants to use XRP to transmit $2.5 billion to a Mexican bank, it does not need to expend 1 billion XRP during the bridge currency transaction procedure. They only need 1 million XRP now, and we're debating about what the price should be. To $5,500, it also raises the question of why the price would rise. If financial institutions, if banks do not need to actually hold any XRP prior to or after, and they only hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, who is driving the price up now? As early adopters we bought, we're hodling, and we're hoping for mass adoption and everyone will buy XRP, But why would they buy a ton of XRP to drive the price up? Then hope that a large portion of the financial industry, including the country's institutions, governments, and wealthy individuals, will use the XRP ledger to create these. Crossword transactions also raise the question of what happens if we don't have enough XRP. If one XRP is worth $10,000, there's probably enough XRP to take a healthy chunk of the market share away from SWIFT and continue to be a viable solution for cross-border payments. But what happens if there is a crypto winter, a better investment, or people simply need money, and there is a massive sell-off in the price of XRP? The market cap will plummet. And suppose you go from XRP being worth $2,500 to only being worth $100 because of the amount of usage that is occurring, which is actually going to disrupt the entire system, and then probably no one will ever use it again. So what I'm trying to communicate? Can someone explain to me how demand and supply would genuinely work in favor of XRP's price, even among the masses? Adoption aside from the fact that the community is strong, they believe they will continue to sweep it up. Banks do not always have to hold XRP. Also, keep in mind that Ripple is offering other options such as RLUSD, which will provide you more options for on-demand liquidity. And XRP will not be the primary player there. This raises the question of whether we are simply investing in XRP to fund Ripple's other ventures. And then Ripple is going to line their pockets by allowing these other alternatives to succeed. Don't have anything to do with XRP other from the fact that you need a small amount of XRP because it is the gas on the XRP ledger, but that's not going to make us all rich. So I'm curious what happens if the XRP ledger begins to gain widespread adoption. How precisely will XRP be able to sustain that? Or was it never intended to? Is Ripple's team genuinely clever enough? And of course they are aware of this. I am not the first to bring it up. As a result, they are developing alternate solutions such as RLUSD. Also, what prevents the XRP ledger from being forked and resulting in a whole separate project? Can you even integrate other forms of stablecoins and bridge currencies into the XRP ledger? So it all begs the question of whether too much success is actually detrimental and hurtful to the price of XRP, which is what I care about. I'm not a giant financial institution, a bank, or a government, and I'm not interested in using the XRP ledger to send billions of dollars to another country so they can fight a foreign war. I am an investment in XRP, and I want to make sure that it makes sense to hold past current crypto bull cycle, where I absolutely believe that XR will break out. I released my official prediction video. You may watch that, but I'm curious if it's something I should keep for the long term because liquidity must certainly meet usage, and there just isn't enough XRP at this market capitalization. And even if XRP was worth $10 or $50, it would still be insufficient to compete with the amount of dollars moved on SWIFT without utterly collapsing the system. And you would have to rely on the market capitalization remaining high. Take a look at the charts of all cryptos. They go like this and then they drop down, and then they go like this and then they drop down. So even if